All right, so I'm going to do my little spiel and then we'll get started. And as folks come in, I'll let them in. I just want to say good morning to everyone. Welcome to our Monroe County Maverick Challenge Finals. My name is Andy Lehman. I'm head of accelerator programming at the Mill. And really, first off, I just want to take a second and congratulate all the students who are pitching today. They did a great job. Like, they worked really hard. They started in the fall with this, so they've worked really hard on these ideas. And no matter the outcome of today, congratulations to all of them. Also want to take a minute and recognize all of the teachers who really championed this effort day in and day out throughout the school year. So thanks to Noel Kuntz and Joanne Novak from the Academy of Science and Entrepreneurship. Thank you to Kate Mulehouse from Bloomington High School North. Really, without your efforts, we wouldn't be having this event today. So thank you very much. And also thank you to Stacy Settery, who helped us really all the way through behind the scenes, really since last summer to get this rolling. So thank you very much. And finally, thank you, Christopher MG of the formerly, I guess now, of the Success School, but still with the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce. Not only did Christopher partner with us for the Maverick Challenge, but he helped coordinate a bunch of mentors to go into the schools and help advise these students. And on top of that, the Chamber today will award today's winner with $500. So thank you, Christopher and the Chamber, for that.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah, no problem. For a little bit of background, students began at the start of the school year with a business idea. Mentors, like I mentioned, from the Chamber and the Mill went to the Academy and North throughout the fall to help advise students as they work through curriculum to develop their idea. All of that hard work pays off today with the Monroe County Maverick Finals. The Maverick Challenge is an initiative from the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, and today's winner will represent Monroe County and meet other county winners from Bartholomew, Dearborn, Franklin, Jackson, and Scott counties at the Maverick Finals on February 19th. We have 3 judges with us today. We have Charlie Pride Jr. of the Community Foundation of Bloomington and Monroe County and ROI. Thank you, Charlie. We have Marcy Hibbard of the Jackson County Banking Center. Thank you, Marcy, for joining us this morning. And Dave Martin, who joins us with his expertise in web design, web hosting, SEO, and digital marketing. Dave, thank you for joining us this morning as well. So for today's competition, all of our competitors submitted a 5-minute pre-recorded pitch. So I will play those. After each pitch, the judges will have 5 minutes to ask questions of the students. There's a little window you probably might see that says blue sky timer. That timer will keep time so everybody can see it. And then after we get through each of the pitches and the judges' Q&As, I'll pull the judges into a breakout room and they'll deliberate and choose a winner. And that's how we'll do things today. I blazed through that pretty fast. I want to make sure we get through all of this today, and hopefully we can get everybody in front of the TV for the IU basketball game. Maybe, we'll see. That I got it. Yeah, there we go. There's some thumbs up. So all right, so without further ado, our order today is: first we'll kick off with Birdie and Blair, then we'll do Backroads, Stadium Assistant, Scam Law, and then NOMS will wrap us up. So I am going to share my screen. Oops. Share. All right, everybody can see that?
Yep.
Perfect. All right, here we go.
Okay. Hi, my name is Birdie Young. This is my company, Birdie and Blair. So basically at Birdie and Blair, we provide natural cleaning products at an affordable price. So we create basically any cleaning product you could think of, soaps, laundry detergents, dish detergents, just like absolutely anything. But the thing is all of our products are created naturally using ingredients you can find at the grocery store. The main reason that we do this is because most cleaning products that you'll find on the market these days include incredibly toxic chemicals. So we wanted to work to get those chemicals out of the system and bring back something new. So we are for the people and the planet. In the year 2000, 12,434 children were poisoned by cleaning products. And for 1 year, that is a lot of children. So we wanted to create something that is so safe you could drink it, although we wouldn't recommend it. And so basically our process going from, a picture on a laptop to a bottle in your hand kind of goes like this. This is the idea. So customers will go onto our website via a link in our social media bios. They'll create an account or log in just that way, if they want to save a customization that they made, or if they want to purchase something that they've purchased before and just make it easier and quicker for everybody. And then you can take our survey if you would like. So this basically just helps our team to really understand what you want in your product. Like, for example, if you dislike the smell of oranges, we'll make sure not to recommend citrus products to you. Then from there, you can start building your box based on your budget. This includes, things like how many bottles of dish detergent do you want? Do you want laundry detergent? Do you want laundry sheets? Do you want dryer sheets? So basically just based on how much you're willing to spend. Then there's a process while our team is, preparing your box, getting things ready, and then we ship it to your house for free and you can start cleaning. So our market is basically anybody who wants a clean house. More specifically, we're looking at families, with small children or pets that can get into these products and ingest them that could be harmful to them. So we want to create something that's safe and healthy and okay and good for the environment as well. So currently, based on what we've been researching and working with, we're thinking of only being able to distribute our products to US residents currently. So the average person spends over $600 a year on cleaning products. So at Birdie and Blair, we want to cut that down. So some things that make us stand out are basically our pricing based on your budget rather than a flat price or set price. We want to go based off of how much you're willing to spend or how much you're able to spend. Also, due to, the way that we create our products, which is very, very simple ingredients, that definitely makes us stand out. While there's nothing too standoutish about being a cleaning company since, they've been around since the dawn of time or like the dawn of dish soap. We want to create a product that is just like a fresh breath of spring rather than some groundbreaking technology. So some ways that we are going to keep our company growing and going out is using social media platforms. Social media platforms are actually very, 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 very powerful these days. There are so many people who've started businesses from their garage and they just continue to grow daily. I mean, there are people getting thousands of sales a day, all because of platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, helping them to grow their platforms and their audience. So for funding, we've taken plenty of time to think out our financial plan. One way that we particularly enjoy is working with, a small group of people, a test group, to get constructive criticism in exchange for, being able to use the products, being able to check out the products. That may seem like, well, you're just throwing away money. You're giving them products for some words. That's actually very, very helpful because if they enjoy the product, they'll be like, oh, I like this cleaning product. You know what? I think I want to buy more. So that actually, helps us out because they're like, hey, we want to buy more. And we start to get some people following our tail. So if you would like to get in contact with us and learn more about our company, we have a company email down below, birdieandblair@gmail.com. And these are our sources. Our images are all from Unsplash. Our research was from the organicconsumers.org website and the American Center for Poison Control website. And then this template is courtesy of Fuller. So thank you for your time. We hope to hear back from you. Thank you.
Awesome. Great job. Birdie, do you mind pulling up your video and unmuting, and then we'll have the judges ask questions?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're fine. No worries. All right, judges, take it away.
I was just wondering, can you just break it down like in one sentence or two? What is Birdie and Blair? What is the product that you're offering?
So Birdie and Blair is a cleaning company dedicated to creating clean products with clean ingredients, basically like that. So
Okay.
it's a cleaning company. That's a big shocker right there. I know. Sorry. But we want to use ingredients like from locally sourced ingredients, like with like local farmers and things. So we're supporting local farmers, local businesses and things like that, as well as creating product that is safe for anybody who wants to use them.
So is your product the brand Birdie and Blair, or is your product actual products?
So the product is the brand and the service, not necessarily a specific bottle of soap.
Okay. So it's kind of a combination of, it's a brand, a lifestyle, a product, and a service.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So Birdie, when you say that you go off of your customer's budget, explain to me a little bit how they give you a budget and then they tell you what they need for cleaning products, or how does that work? You said they picked it out, you pick it out for them?
Yeah, so we'll be working off of like a survey and a website. So, if you go on like an online shopping platform, and you can filter by like under $25, or you can like adjust your price range. So the idea is to have something like that. So that way if they're like, whoa, I don't want to spend like $50 on a bottle of soap, then they can like adjust it to however much they're able to spend or how much they'd like to spend. And that will also kind of determine what products they can get for that amount of money.
Okay. And then as far as antibacterial, have you done research into that your products would also fall into that category?
So we actually have done research into that, and the products and the materials and things that our products come in, for example, we'll sell them in aluminum bottles, and aluminum bottles do not rust or corrode. They cannot grow mold or bacteria. Same with the Swedish dishcloths that we use. They are basically reusable paper towels, but you can wash them in your dish rack or dishwasher on the top rack. You can rinse them out with water. They do not grow mold, bacteria. They don't get scents or whatever. Like they don't, hold on to stains and bacteria like things like dish rags would, for example.
Okay, thank you.
Birdie, I have a quick question about profitability. I know most startups, they're not profitable the first few years, but can you tell us how you're going to maximize revenues and minimize costs so this venture can be profitable going forward?
Yeah, so when you like on businesses on social media, essentially. So sorry, I lost my train of thought. When you make a business on social media, to start out, you need to get an audience. And a lot of ways that most people get audiences is they make entertaining advertisements for their products. They get people to follow them, like to watch their videos and look at the products. Like companies like Sour Patch Kids make like comical videos to get people to follow their social media. That's actually very, very profitable to do things like getting views, getting brand deals, getting people to share your products. That helps us a lot. But also buying things like our aluminum bottles and our Swedish dishcloths, like buying those in bulk also helps us save in the end if we buy things in bulk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And let me ask a follow-up question. I like the customer validation. I want to go back to the customers. How many people have you talked to about this idea? Do you have anyone excited about what you're doing? And what type of feedback have they given you?
So I've actually talked to my parents' friends about this because they're the market that I want to try to sell my products to. Because I could talk to my peers about it, but like a 16-year-old guy isn't going to want to buy soap as much as a 40-year-old woman. And so I've talked to my my parents' coworkers, their friends and things about it. And some of the feedback I've gotten are, for example, are things like, well, will they be using like essential oils or things? Because there are essential oils that, can be toxic and harmful to people.
just as much as, well, I mean, probably not just as much, but like as these quaternary ammonium compounds, because there's certain types of oils that you can't ingest or you'll get very sick. So we have lots of questions about, is this going to smell good? Like if it's just like vinegar and lemon in a bottle, is that necessarily going to smell good? So one thing that we're working on right now is making sure our product works, is safe, and also doesn't make you want to vomit. Sorry.
Awesome. Thank you, Birdie. So that is time, as we can see by that really bright red. I got to fix that for the next one. Birdie, thank you so much for your presentation and Q&A. Great job. All right, so next up is Backroads. So let me get them pulled up here. All right, and this is Backroads.
Hi there, my name is Sam Long. I'm here today to talk to you guys about an idea I have called backroads.com. So let's get started. A little bit about me. Like I said, my name's Sam. I'm the class of 2023. After I graduate high school, I plan to go to college for entrepreneurship. I've personally sold over 520 items, totaling $35,000 in sales in preparation for this company. It's an idea I've had for a while, and I've tried to make as many steps as I can to get it going off its feet. So I attached here some pictures of different shoes and shirts and bulk deals that I've sold. So what is Backroads? Backroads is a website designed for the buying and selling of new and used streetwear. Unlike our competitors, Backroads is going to offer a sell now option where you can sell directly to the website, kind of similar to like Plato's Closet or stores like Style Encore, but it's going to be done all over our website. So where are we going to get our stuff? So I have many different international suppliers I've met over the past year, so where I buy in bulk from them, sell for under market price. We have different individual suppliers, like I said, that will be able to sell directly to the website and make up to 5 times what competitors like Plato's Closet, Style Encore, etc. would pay. And then many of the used items that we're going to buy do not have a set value. So unlike new items, we will be able to control the market of the items that we're going to get from these individual suppliers. The demographic for this, Backroads is targeted for ages 13 to 30, or really anybody who's just looking to make some extra cash, has some old shoes, clothes lying around. Like I said, the sell now option is going to encourage users to find and sell products to us, making sourcing those products much easier for us. So the profitability of this business. Over the last year, I've made a lot of different connections. These connections include Japanese Bape store managers. Bape is a Japanese brand. The shipping costs from Japan and the inflation really makes it a high fashion brand here in the US. So I'm able to sell a lot of those things that I get from the Japanese managers for much more over here in the US. And different public figures, IU basketball players, people like that, store owners across the country, and more people. Using these connections, Backroads will be able to sell products for cheaper than competitors and still maintain a good profit margin. Then the high fashion industry, like I said, it's an on the rise industry. I attached this quote from Business Insider talking about how it's valued at around $2 billion right now, and they expected to hit $30 billion globally by 2030. So it's really on the rise. Here's some examples of the connections and bulk sales that I've done. So Bape backpacks, these are a constant buy and sell item that I get from the Tokyo stores. So the purchase price with these with shipping included is about $22, $24. And I attach the minimum and maximum prices that I've sold them for with respect to the current market. So the minimum profit is going to be around $37, maximum profit 52, and that makes a return on investment of about 170% to 247%, so pretty good. Another one is V-Loan shirts, another rapper brand made out of here in the US. Purchase price, I bought 8 of these shirts for about $464, and sold 8 for $100 each. The profit right there is good, $336, and a return rate of 72%. So what's the profitability of used streetwear? So used streetwear is kind of similar to buying a new car. You know, the moment you take it off the lot, the value of it's just going to keep going down, depreciates very quickly. So I attached to here an example of this. This is called the Off-White Jordan 1. So a new pair of these shoes is about $9,200. Yep, $9,200. But a price of a pair worn about only one time is only $4,000 to $5,000. So just from wearing these one time, you can see about a 46 to 56% decrease in price. An example of how I use that decrease in price right here. So I purchased a pair of used size 9 Easy 350 blue tins for about $190. And with some bartering, I got a free hoodie included in that deal. So the price I paid was about $190. Like I said, those go for about $400 new. And that was about a year ago. So about a year ago, they went for $400. I spent about 30 minutes cleaning them, and same day sold the shoes for $290 and then the hoodie for $60. So that's a total profit of $160 right there. So the bottom line of this business is that Backroads is going to be able to perform for a lower cost and maintain higher profits than other sellers. We're going to pay better than other businesses and provide a better seller experience. We're going to use connections, bulk orders, and sourcing done by many others to find our products. We're going to provide a cheaper alternative to any other used marketplace. Right here, like I said, it's easy to avoid the highway robbery with Backroads. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Great. Thanks, Sam. Sam, can you pull up your video and audio so judges can ask questions?
For sure.
Awesome. Judges, the floor is yours.
So Sam, how long have you actually been in business then?
So I've been selling for about, say, a little around a year and a half. I spent 2 years interning at a business that used to do this downtown. COVID hit them pretty hard, so they're not in business anymore. But I spent 2 years being mentored by the owner down there. So I first started doing it in that store.
Okay, and what makes you different than other online
So-
resellers?
A lot of the online resellers, like I said, we're working with, sorry, my dog was barking. Anyway, so I'm trying to kind of make mine a little more like a Plato's Closet experience. So it's going to be most marketplaces are where you make an account and you post the stuff, and then other sellers are going to buy it. So you have to really deal with them. Ours is going to try to do it so the person who wants to sell the item can sell it directly to us, which is kind of what I do already. But right now I'm just doing it on Snapchat and through Instagram and just people I know around town. So I'm kind of just trying to find a way to make that broader and reach more people.
So are you actually bringing the product to your place of, are you holding the inventory?
At the moment I am, yes.
Okay, and then what happens if that inventory just sits there and doesn't sell? What do you do with that?
So most of the stuff I buy, I try to find the minimum price I can sell it for and the maximum price. And I try to make sure that the minimum price is just at least what I bought it for or a little over. So if worse comes to worse, if the product takes a hit, stock goes up, whatever, I can just sell it for what I paid for it. And I really haven't had that many problems with that. Most of my stuff moves pretty quick.
Okay, thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam, I was just wondering, since you've been doing this for a while, and have you had any supply chain or inflation issues? And if so, how have you dealt with that?
I've had some inflation issues. So sneakers are they're kind of like the stock market. I like to tell people they're all based around how many pairs of them in the world there are. And that's what, they get their crazy prices from. So a lot of times companies will do releases where they release more of an old sneaker and then the prices take a hit. But a lot of times that can just be dealt with, research and strategically buying stuff at those times, So I just try to, like I said, really pay attention to how much the item's going for. And if I think it's going to take a hit or if it's going to go up, then I'll try to buy more of it.
Thank you.
Let me go ahead and ask a question. Great job, by the way. I was really impressed by your sales, your statistics. You had some really good, interesting
Thank you.
pictures, and a very good, simple explanation and good examples of like Plato's Closet. Like that made a lot of sense to me. What is the cost for building the platform? How are you going to build it? Does it already exist? Because when I go to backroads.com, obviously that's already taken. Someone else is doing that. Like, what's your plan? Is this up and running already? That I have some items. Can I list them with you? Like, how does that work?
So I haven't had a website made already. I'm currently doing it mostly off of an Instagram account I have called Backroads Inc. And that has like, I think 2,400 followers. So I sell a lot of stuff through there. And I've been selling a lot of stuff, like I said, through Snapchat stories and just local people I know. But most of my sales come from Instagram. So I have been able to do some sales. I think the farthest I've shipped to is Canada. I've done some sales down there. A lot of my stuff goes to New Jersey. That's another big one.
Cool. Very cool. And so 13 to 30 years old, I understand the social media platforms would be a good place to reach people. How do you deal with people underage and them selling things? And like, don't you have to be 18 to sell things and collect money and all that stuff?
I think that I have thought a little bit about that. And that's something, to be honest, I need to do some more research towards when I'm creating the website. Because right now I can, they're mostly like local kids who are selling to me. So the 18 years of age doesn't really apply there. But I think that will be something I need to research once I get the website up and running.
Great job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Sam. Really appreciate it. Nice job on the presentation.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So 2 down, 3 to go. So we are going to move over to Stadium Assistant. All right. Here's Stadium Assistant.
Welcome to our 2022 Maverick pitch. My name is Peyton Chitwood.
My name is Nicole Dewar, and welcome to Stadium Assistant.
When attending a live sports event, many fans are unable to locate important sites such as seats, concessions, restrooms, and emergency exits. Fans cannot accurately determine the optimal time and route to visit these locations due to crowd density. It can also be frustrating if you're in a seat where you just can't follow all the action.
Stadium Assistant is here to make sure your experience is as enjoyable and safe as possible. A solution that helps sportsgoers navigate and maneuver the environment. We create a virtual top-down map of the stadium, including real-time crowdsourced data that allow fans and the brands hosting them to get the most out of game day.
When you purchase a ticket to a sports game, your tickets are emailed to your account. Stadium Assistant would be included within this email. Upon activating your Stadium Assistant on game day, you will have access to the application. This prototype was created in the code.org app lab to showcase a general idea of what our application would look like. Let's take a look. On the homepage of the application, we'll be able to view the stadium map and information, game statistics, and settings. When we view the Stadium Map and Information tab, we will first be shown the parking lot screen. We know the lots can fill fast and be busy. That's why here you can see how parking is looking ahead of time and mark your own parking lot when you arrive. Next, you can view the inside of the stadium. Within the stadium view, you will be able to see your current location, along with a view of your seat location, concessions, restrooms, and more. You can see how crowded individual areas are using the heat map generated by real-time location data of other Stadium Assistant users. You can also use a search bar to find what you are looking for nearest to you. Back on the home page, we will be navigating to the game statistics page. Here, you will be able to view a live broadcast of the in-stadium Jumbotron screen, along with current statistics of the game. We will now navigate to the settings menu. From here, we will have access to various accessibility settings for ease of use. And this concludes our prototype demonstration.
Fans from all around the country will attend sport events in an unfamiliar stadium. These individuals are unfamiliar with the new location and may need some assistance with finding important sites.
Asking for directions to the nearest concession stand or restroom may be uncomfortable for those with ongoing anxiety. Individuals will be able to have an app that comes with your ticket that will virtually tell you where the important locations are and when it's best to visit them. We plan on targeting sports goers who have never visited the arena before. Also, individuals with social anxieties can enjoy their game day more effectively. The average price of a Lucas Oil Stadium Colts game ticket, according to SeatGeek's pricing statistics from the last 10 years, is $99.60. After averaging stadium data provided from the last 11 years by Statistica.com, we found that the average attendance rate was 64,685 people. According to the Pew Research Center, 85% of Americans own a smartphone. From this information, we can estimate that there would be over 54,000 mobile tickets sold. Stadium Assistant would then take a 0.5% cut of each mobile ticket sold for our software integration, leaving us with an estimated $27,000 in revenue per game. After multiplying this number by the average number of games played at the stadium, 17, we concluded that we would achieve an estimated $465,000 in annual revenue per stadium. We want sports to be accessible to as many people as possible. People who are neurodivergent or physically disabled may not want to be in crowded areas or may want to become familiar with the venue before they arrive. Our product helps to solve that. We do understand how there would be many safety concerns caused for having incredibly detailed maps of public spaces, especially if it shows where people are grouping. However, through careful selection of when and where people are allowed to see our maps, we can prevent this from being an issue altogether.
Thank you for listening to Stadium Assistant.
All right, that was Stadium Assistant.
Why waste 100 nights testing a
What?
mattress? Head
Holy
into Ashley
smokes,
Home
hang on.
Store and experience your new mattress in a box before you buy it. Then
Gosh, sorry about that. That's what happens with YouTube. It just keeps playing if I don't turn the thing off. All right, so Nicole and Peyton, if you could take yourselves off of mute and fire up your video, then we'll let the judges ask their questions.
I was having trouble with Zoom this morning, but I'm hearing everything, but I'm on a device that does not have a webcam on it. I really apologize.
No, you're fine. No worries at all. Thanks for joining us. That's totally fine. So we'll go ahead and start with questions from the judges.
Okay, I have a question. As far as cooperation with the stadiums, is this something that you have to get their approval or, sign up with them to be able to show this information?
Yeah, so essentially, this would be a per stadium collaboration, and it would we'd start with like one at a time. We would have to have very open communication and lots of ongoing discussions regarding how we develop these maps of the stadiums and how we essentially negotiate the deals to get our software integrated within theirs. Essentially, as stated, we would the stadium, whenever they email you your online ticket, you would also receive a Stadium Assistant link, and that would allow you to essentially gain access to the application and all of its features. And so it would be a per stadium basis, a conversation with them per game, and so it would be very custom for their needs, essentially.
Okay, and have you spoken with any stadiums directly?
As of now, we currently have not spoken to stadiums.
Okay.
Is there anything else out there that is similar? Are people doing this already?
We know that we haven't seen currently a specific version of what exactly we're doing, but we know that whether it be teams or stadiums or the location that you're at do offer ways within their mobile ticket integration to, you can purchase things online from a certain concession stand with your phone. And, some of these software integrations that the stadium themselves build. They definitely, some work better than others. And so we would like to be building our software that can work with all of these stadiums and be very accustomed to their needs. And yeah.
And what is your goal long term? Are you trying to sell this to the NFL, or what is your exit strategy? What do you hope to do?
Our goal is to probably sell it to, not really sell it, but sell it to a profitable market that will accept it and will use it to navigate their stadium and to best assure that their fans will have a optimal time and won't have to worry about navigating places that may be unfamiliar or just people that are new to that particular stadium, as we said in our video. That's mainly what our plan is, just to find a good market for us to be able to give our app to our program.
Is this solving a problem?
Yeah, so essentially we see whenever you're in a stadium, you're in a very crowded, you're in a very big location, right? So our application would aim to your seat would be located in there, and you would have an interactive map to see where the locations that you would want to go are. So your seat would be there and show you like the ways to get to it. You would have access to the restrooms and the concessions, exits, whatnot. You would have whenever you're in a big location, it can get confusing and it's crowded. And so if you're wanting to get up, say during halftime, and you want to see what concessions are least busy, you can look at the application and using assuming you have a high
I guess I would just ask somebody. I would just ask like the usher or like the person there. Is it kind of just for the person that doesn't want to ask somebody that's there to help? Is it for people that would prefer to like self-service through an app? Is that kind of the validation?
Yes, we know that a lot of people suffer from anxiety and social illnesses that may prevent them from being able to talk to somebody to find a place, which is why we want to have that app, just because a lot of people have access to a smartphone or an application that'll be able to access it. We want people to know that it's okay to use this app rather than having to ask someone, just because some people could be really mad if you ask someone where something is. I mean, I sold programs at IU Stadium 2 years ago, and I know that a lot of people asked for directions. So I feel like an app would just be easier to navigate that way.
All right, thank you. Charlie, I know you didn't get to ask a question. Did you have anything real quick before we move on to the next one?
Just to comment that maybe this, seeing where in the stadium things are busy, could help in this COVID environment as far as keeping social distancing goes, going in places that aren't crowded. But other than that, and no other comments. Thank you.
No, that's a good point. Nicole, Peyton, thank you so much for your presentation. Great job. And thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so now we will move on to, I believe it's scam law. I gotta check my notes. Yep, that's it, scam law. All right, let me pull them up.
I'm Nikhil Patel. And I'm Kian Flaherty, and we are Scam Law. Scam Law is a revolutionary scam call protection service that utilizes advanced scam protection algorithms, new contact verifying methods, and legal protection to your advantage. We are two high school students that are fed up with scam calls and texts that blow up our phones with notifications. After hearing that other students and teachers were experiencing the same problem, we decided to do something about it. Scam calls are a plague in modern day society that needs to be cured. People all over the world get scammed out of their savings, possessions, time, lives, and numerous other things. So for our solution, first we sign up our customers to the National Do Not Call Registry. If a scam caller manages to get past our advanced scam call and text protections, we ask our customers to forward their number to us so that we can warn them that if they violate the National Do Not Call Registry again, then they will face legal action. If they ignore the warning and a customer forwards us a phone number that has violated the registry again, we'll take them to court for the customer and do all the legal work for free.
Since the elderly population is less familiar with technology and possibly less educated about the dangers of scammers, they would be the most susceptible to scam attacks. So this would be a primary target market in Bloomington. A larger market would be the overall population of technology users who are frustrated with constant scam calls and texts. We expect our service to bring in a large amount of revenue that will exponentially grow over time as scam calls become more and more frequent.
Our service takes the time to go after scam callers that get past our advanced protection methods and ignore our warnings, unlike other scam call protection services. We also care about being consumer friendly and have pledged to never record or sell any of our customer data.
This is what our process looks like. So the scammer calls the person on the do not call registry, and then the customer then forwards that number to us. We then issue a warning. And then if that same number violates that warning, we then take them to court.
So for our funding sources, we expect to be funded through our Kickstarter, our own money, and our family and friends to help launch our service. Once we get our feet off the ground, we'll be funded through the money received from the lawsuits, the ads on the app, and the data of the scam callers we would sell to big carriers like AT&T and T-Mobile.
We are Nikhil Patel.
And I'm Kian Flaherty. And we are the founders of Scam Law, the best scam protection service in the market.
Great. Thank you, guys. Nikhil and Kian, could you go ahead and take yourselves off mute and fire up your cameras, and then we'll turn it over to the judges. Floor is yours, judges.
I know with legal, with the lawsuits, et cetera, it's really hard to predict those revenues if you're actually going to win a case or not. Have you quantified how this is going to be profitable through revenues you'll collect and the expenses? Because every time you provide legal services, there's a high fee with attorneys.
Yeah, so we actually expect to be funded mostly through our advertising. And also we're considering a subscription option or not a subscription, but an option where users will pay a one-time fee to remove all ads from the app. And so that is where we'll generate most of our revenue. And of course, the legal revenue will be, we won't be able to expect how much exactly, like you said.
Thank you.
Great job on the presentation. It's really interesting problem. And I think it's a problem that almost all of us relate to. There's so many, like, people just don't even answer their phone a lot anymore. Like, what is the value of my phone anymore? It's like definitely a computer and not a phone. I'm on the do not call registry. I think that that's really important, but I still get those calls. I don't understand how the service actually works though. As a user, like, I've got a home landline, I've got a cell phone, and then, like, how do you work? How does it work? Like, how do I sign up? What do I get out of it other than my life is spam free? Like, how do you get me to sign up for it? Like, how do you get your users to sign up? And maybe not me, but like these older folks that you're trying to reach, how do you get them to trust you? Like, what do they get out of it?
Well, any revenue we receive from like the lawsuits, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but any revenue we receive, we are planning on splitting it and giving them a portion as well.
Okay. So I download an app. How does it work? Like, how does your product work?
So it would be an app on the App Store that you would download onto your phone. You would then create an account, enter in your phone number, and then after after it like downloads like our algorithm from our servers, you'd be able to close out of the app and it should be running and provide active protection for your phone. And if like we'd also automatically sign you up for the do not call registry. And then if a number like a scammer were to call that number, even though you're on the registry, we would see that and we'd issue them a warning. Of course, you would not see that because we'd block it, but we'd issue them a warning. And then if that same number were to call again, we would then take legal action and notify you of it.
Have you, are there any concerns with working with like the telephone companies and intercepting calls? And are there any sort of regulations against that type of thing, like to protect consumer data?
Well, so in terms of consumer data, we value our consumers' privacy, as we said. So we pledge not to collect their data or sell their data as other companies like, what was it? What was the other one, Nikhil?
I think there's some claims about Truecaller. It's another scam protection service that there's some claims about it, like collecting user data.
Yeah, so we wouldn't sell our user data, and we'd make that clear to our consumers.
Well, I feel like being in the banking industry, I completely understand the scams that are out there, and especially the elderly people that are taken by these phone calls. So I think your product is definitely something that's needed out there. It also helps consumers to feel like they're doing something helpful as well, to stop the scam calls. So did you say there would subscription price to the consumer, or mostly just through ads is where your money will be coming from?
Mostly just through ads, but we were considering an option, not a subscription, but a one-time fee that will remove ads and allow you to still access the app and everything.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the presentation. I think I need that on my email all week. I feel like somehow I got on a list and I keep getting.
That's exactly what I was going to say too.
I keep getting, hey, are you the right person to talk to? We can help you grow your business. And I was like, I am not, and pass. So all right, thank you. So we are running up to our last one now. And this is NOMS. So I will pull that up.
Hi, I'm Lizzie Bush.
And I'm Ben Krugel.
And we are NOMS, or Nutritionally Optimized Mechanical Systems.
Our mission is to provide pet owners with a reliable pet feeding option to improve the ease of care for their pet. We envision pet owners enjoying their pet's company and providing easy, stress-free care to their animal. Our goal is to have a functioning, tangible product for sale by January 2023.
We interviewed over 200 people from around the world with a focus on interviewing people from the Bloomington area. Our surveys show us that over a quarter of our respondents admit to pets eating each other's food being a problem. And while 73% don't, when we took a closer look at the data, just under a quarter of the respondents spent their time explaining all the work they had to do just to prevent catastrophe every time they fed their pets. Our surveys also showed us that 7% of respondents admitted that they'd had pets fight over food in the past, and 26% of owners have pets who eat medicated food, which can be dangerous for another pet to consume.
The NOMS feeder is the solution to all of these problems. It connects to a provided RFID tag on the pet's collar, and when the animal is within range, the feeder door opens. If the animal moves away or gets pushed away by another pet looking to steal food, the door closes, blocking access from any animal except the intended pet for the feeder. With our solution, it's easier for pet owners to get each animal their intended amounts and types of food each day. The most common solution we found was for people to watch their animals eat and physically prevent them from interacting with the other animal. But our solution allows pets to eat even side by side without owner supervision. At the most basic level, the NOMS feeder is an RFID reader hooked up to a servo motor. So when your pet comes close enough to the reader, the servo rotates and our door opens. However, the actual design will become much more complicated when we implement timed feeding. Our product is designed with modularity in mind as well, so if something gets dirty, you can just take the part off and throw it in the dishwasher. And if a part gets damaged, you can just order a new piece without needing an entirely new system.
There are a few competitors in the market. Our main competitor is SureFeed. SureFeed's size and shape limits it almost exclusively to owners with cats, which does appear to be the company's focus. However, we are focusing on dogs. Typically, dogs are more likely to develop defensive or dangerous behaviors associated with food sharing or food stealing when compared to cats. SureFeed identifies the pet using a microchip or RFID tag and will open as they get closer. Depending on the feeder model, a mobile app can send information regarding how much and how often the pet eats. While the biggest con with the SureFeed is that it's only usable for cats or extremely small dogs, it is almost equally frustrating to clean, with pieces that don't come apart and that aren't dishwasher safe.
We plan to begin selling locally, which will best ensure sales and accurate criticism. We believe that we will be able to reach up to 4,800 potential customers within the first year at a 2 to 5% conversion rate. We got these statistics because the number of households within the United States is around 120 million. We then discovered that 34 million, which would be about 28% of those households, have multiple pets. There are 84,000 people in Bloomington, and 28% of that is 24,000, which gives about 24,000 people who should have multiple pets in Bloomington. We estimate a reach of about 20% in our first year, and with a conversion rate of 2 to 5%, that should make our first year sales around 96 to 240 products ordered.
Right now, the prices of our parts bring our total cost of goods sold to about $80. To be specific, it's $75.50. These current prices come from standard retail prices, meaning that they would likely be much cheaper if bought in bulk. The Arduino Nano is currently just acting as a computer base for the feeder to interact with a phone and to keep time. However, it would be much cheaper in future to develop a chip designed specifically for our product that doesn't have any unused features like the Arduino does. If we sell wholesale, as we ideally would, we also wouldn't be making each part in a simple 3D printer, and we would probably mold and cast the pieces instead. This would have a higher upfront cost, of course, but it would make our feeder more robust, and it could allow us to produce more feeders in a shorter amount of time. The modularity of our feeder also allows individual components to be swapped out. This means that older products can be given new components and pieces without having to buy the newest version again. We will sell components that users can buy to replace parts that are broken over time. This is better for the consumers as they don't have to purchase an entire system, and it's better for the environment as the old system is still being used rather than thrown away.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to contact us through our email or scan the QR code shown to join our email list.
All right. Thank you, Lizzie and Ben. If you could unmute and turn your cameras on real quick, we'll turn it over to the judges.
Wow, that was outstanding. What a cool product. Great design and explanation, flowed really well. I want 2 of them. I have 2 Chihuahuas. But how does it work? Do I need to buy 2 of them? Like $2? Is that going to be $200? That's a lot.
That is one of our concerns. Our current sales price that we have in mind is about $100, which is still $25 less than the closest competition, which is the SureFeed, as mentioned in the video. But we believe that if we get custom made parts, if we start molding our products rather than printing them, when we start producing in larger quantities, we believe that we will be able to get that price below $75. Our estimates even bring that price to around $50.
What type of advertising are you thinking of doing for your product? Is it just word of mouth mostly right now, or online presence?
So our main advertising at the beginning, we believe that just to get the most feedback possible, we want to first advertise to places like veterinary offices, to pet stores, just in order so that we can get that feedback from people who really know animals, who have worked with them for years and have been in school to work with them. And so in order to do that, we believe that we would want to market through veterinary conferences. There are conferences for animal shelters, however, they don't seem to be as prevalent or as well attended. And for the general consumer market, we think that we would advertise through having vet recommendations. We would want to have a social media presence of some kind, and probably just your standard internet advertising.
Okay, thank you.
For profitability, good job on the competition analysis. I really like how that was laid out. But for a profitability perspective, did you take into account the cost to pay the people that work at your company and advertising costs too?
Yeah, that's why we put our profit margin at around 20%, rather than 25. We estimate that it'll take about a half an hour to fully assemble the pieces, and we believe that it'll take about, it'll take some transport to get pieces to where they're going to go. So we put our profit at about 20% just so that we have that extra little bit of a buffer.
Thank you.
Have you built a prototype?
We are currently building a prototype.
Cool. Well, if you need 2 dogs to test it on, just let me know.
I also think it's great that you guys are including in your presentation that the pieces can be interchanged if something were to break. I think that is a big selling point also, in something that is a little more expensive to purchase outright. You don't want to have to be going to purchase a whole new one. That, to be able to buy a replacement piece is very important.
Yeah, and that was one of the pieces of research that we gathered from, like, we did look on like the Facebook pages for SureFeed, and that was one of the biggest complaints we saw, was that one of the pieces would break, or somebody would put it in the dishwasher when it's not dishwasher safe, and you just have to buy a whole new system.
Yeah, that's good research.
Is this product designed for owners of multiple dogs, or just one? Would somebody with one dog want it?
It would probably just, or for the most part at least, be for multiple pets, because the intention is to prevent them from like fighting over food. But I could see some instances of a pet like with, I don't know, medicated food, or if they tend to overeat sometimes, if you want to, or just if you want, since we'll implement the timed function eventually, if an owner is just tired of like having to feed them every morning and night, they could set it on a schedule to automatically just have the food going for as long as the hopper can hold.
Cool. Great job.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. With that, we're done with that blue sky timer thing. So that's all of our presentations, all of our pitches. So I'm going to pull the judges over real quick into a breakout room so they can deliberate and pick a winner. So if everybody could kind of hang loose for 5-10 minutes ish, we'll have the judges deliberate and we'll be back to announce a winner. I'm going to open that breakout room now, judges. Hey, everyone, we are back. All right, so to wrap up, I know we ran a little long into the noon hour, but I appreciate everyone hanging in there. Really good discussion in the judges' deliberation. And so I just want to say thank you again to everyone. Thank you to Noel, Joanne, Alexis, Kate, Matt, Stacy, everybody at the high schools for all of your help. Congratulations, students. You all did an amazing job. This is awesome. Some of us remember last year we did this for the first time and we had 2. Now we've got 5, which is great. Everybody did an amazing job. But we do have to name a winner. But first I would like to say honorable mention to NOMS. You all did a great job. There was some lively debate about everything you did. Your presentation, professionalism, polish was really excellent. And all the judges appreciated that. And so did I. So great job to NOMS. But our winner today is Sam Law with Backroads. So Sam, I hope you're there. But can you want to pop your video on real quick or? Awesome.
Hi.
Sam, congratulations. Great job today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys.
So I think Christopher sent me this. He had to pop off. But look, you got a check. You can't do anything with that because you can't do anything with a virtual check. But I promise I will get in touch with you early next week. And we will get you the actual check and prize money. And then I will follow up with you with details on the Maverick Challenge. So the Maverick Challenge finals on February 19th, that'll be hosted by the Columbus Chamber. I believe they're doing that virtually, or they will at least have a virtual component. So I will be sure to let everyone know that. And then congratulations, Sam, and good luck in a couple weeks in the Maverick Challenge finals.
All right. Thank you guys.
Awesome. Judges, thank you again so much. And thank you again to the Bloomington Chamber. Everybody go IU and have a good rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.